We are expanding opportunities for Albertans to be involved in direct democracy. Additional amendments will update rules to make it easier for Albertans to hold their elected officials accountable.
Alberta's political landscape just exploded as the unthinkable might be happening. Shocking reports are circulating revealing a date for the Alberta provincial separation vote. The big question is Alberta's bold bid for independence finally coming to life? What does this mean for the rest of Canada? It's so unfortunate that the vast and resource-rich province of Alberta, known for its wide-open fields and significant contributions to Canada's energy sector, has found itself in a critical juncture. The perception that the federal government consistently undervalues and overlooks the province's economic engine and unique regional concerns fuels a growing sentiment of alienation from the federal government in Ottawa. But how true could this be? Well, this growing discontent has moved the once uncommon idea of separation into the realm of serious public discourse, prompting a re-evaluation of Alberta's place within the Canadian Federation. For many Albertans, the feeling of being a larger contributor without commensurate influence has been a long-standing grievance, and the energy sector is the backbone of Alberta's economy. They have frequently found themselves at odds with federal environmental policies and the priorities of other regions, which were not always so. Regulatory hurdles for crucial infrastructure projects, such as pipelines intended to transport Alberta's resources to markets, have become flashpoints, fostering a narrative of external obstruction to the province's prosperity. And the sad reality is that this perception is keenly felt in both urban centers and rural communities, where livelihoods are directly tied to the fortunes of the energy industry and related sectors. This isn't just a slight issue that would have been overlooked. It is serious that farmers and ranchers, integral to Alberta's heritage, have also voiced their increasing frustrations with federal regulations that they perceive as hindering their ability to operate effectively and sustainably. And sadly, the drastic effect of these grievances has created fertile ground for the seeds of separation to germinate. As it stands, the undercurrent of dissatisfaction significantly shapes the current political landscape in Alberta. However, the provincial government, under the leadership of Premier Danielle Smith, has responded to these sentiments by advocating for greater provincial autonomy, and from the way things are going, it might not end well. Nevertheless, following this, the push for increased control over areas such as taxation and resource management is seen as many as a necessary step to safeguard Alberta's economic interests and assert its distinct identity within Canada. Not only that, legislation aimed at empowering citizen-initiated referendums has further amplified the potential for a direct public vote on the province's future, adding a layer of complexity and urgency to the ongoing debate. However, the issue of separation is far from simple within Alberta's political sphere, and while the provincial government navigates a path that acknowledges the prevalent frustrations, outright support for secession is not universal. Things are becoming so intense that resulting in a spectrum of opinions, ranging from those who believe greater autonomy within Canada is achievable and preferable, to those who see complete independence as the only viable path forward. Groups like the Alberta Prosperity Project have emerged as vocal proponents of an immediate referendum, actively mobilizing public support and pushing for a swift decision on the province's future. Truly, this internal divergence in political viewpoints underscores the deeply divisive nature of the separation question, thereby creating a dynamic and often tense environment for political maneuvering and public discourse. And if you talk of the careful balancing act undertaken by the provincial leadership, it reflects the need to address the concerns of a significant portion of the population while also considering the potential ramifications of such a momentous decision. Now, the prospect of Alberta's separation from Canada carries profound implications that extend far beyond the province's borders. What does this mean? Economically, the disentanglement of Alberta's resources from the rest of the Canadian Federation would necessitate complex negotiations regarding the division of assets, liabilities, and trade relationships. Coupled with the fact that the energy sector, a major contributor to Canada's national economy, would face significant uncertainties regarding market access and regulatory frameworks, making it a heavy blow to Canada. Conversely, an independent Alberta would need to establish its own fiscal policies, international trade agreements, and potentially a new currency, all of which present considerable challenges and opportunities. But are they ready for that? More of the things to consider are the potential for economic instability during such a transition, as it would be a major concern for businesses and individuals across the country. Socially, the debate over separation has already exposed existing fault lines within Alberta and other regions of Canada. Also, deeply held beliefs about national identity and regional belonging are being challenged, leading to strained relationships and heightened rhetoric. Moreover, the way people in both Alberta and Canada connect and cohabitate is being significantly threatened as these basic questions about who they are and where they belong are being discussed, and the outcome could make their shared history a thing of the past. As the debate intensifies, the future trajectory of Alberta's relationship with Canada remains uncertain. While the provincial government has laid the groundwork for a potential referendum, the timing and ultimate outcome of such a vote are far from guaranteed. Public opinion polls indicate a range of perspectives on separation, highlighting the deep divisions within the province. The economic and social risks associated with such a momentous decision weigh heavily on the minds of many Albertans, prompting cautious consideration of all potential outcomes. The voices of various stakeholders, from business leaders and Indigenous communities to everyday citizens, will play a crucial role in shaping the path forward. Additionally, the need for informed public discourse based on factual information and a thorough understanding of the potential consequences is paramount because the decision facing Alberta is not merely a political or economic one. It is a fundamental question of identity, sovereignty, and the future of a significant part of the Canadian landscape. As the province navigates this complex and potentially transformative period, the eyes of the nation, and indeed the international community, remain fixed on the unfolding developments in Alberta. The choices that will be made in the coming months and years will have profound and lasting implications on the province, Canada, and on the very definition of their relationship. And considering the deeply rooted sentiments and the complex web of economic, social, and Indigenous issues surrounding Alberta's potential separation, one question seems to be loud in the air. Beyond the immediate grievances and perceived benefits of independence, what fundamental vision of collective identity and shared future truly serves the long-term well-being and prosperity of all who call this land home, both within and beyond the current borders? We would like to know what you think about this in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more.